Hey, you guys, it's your girl Shamika K here. So, y'all, I thought I would just hop on and share some tips for those thinking about starting the keto journey. Um, First, I want to say, y'all know I'm not a health professional, so before you start anything, you need to consult with your doctor because I am not one. I don't want you saying Shamika said this is what works for me. If you're healthy, you should be fine. But if you're taking any type of medicine, you definitely want to make sure that your doctor knows what you're doing. And not to scare anyone, because so many in the keto community have said that their doctors actually recommended that they try keto. So, y'all, keto is awesome. Keto is so awesome. And I'm just going to say that. I'm not even going to go into why it's so awesome and share some other people's testimonies maybe later because it's life changing, and anything that you do to better your health can be life changing. Keto is just one way, and so y'all know I love keto. But anyway, so here goes some tips, you guys. First of all, y'all know my motto is to keep it simple, so we want to keep it simple. You want to pick a protein: chicken, beef, pork, turkey, eggs, seafood. You want to pick your protein. Then you want to pick your low carb veggies. In the keto community, we love some cauliflower, y'all. Broccoli, zucchini, bell peppers, Brussels sprouts. Let me see. I think that's about it. So again, keep it simple. You want to pick your meat. You want to pick your low carb veggie, and you want to add some fat, whether that's avocado, mayo, um, cheese, bacon, butter, oil. Add your fat to your food. Tip number 2, you want to remove temptation. My keto coach, she says clean out your refrigerator, clean out your pantry, just throw it all away. I'm going to say, if you want to give it away, give it away. If not, get rid of it. You do not need it there. You do not need anything that's going to tempt you. Now, when I started keto, of course, my family wasn't on board. And they're still not on board with keto, but they are keto up in here. So, they weren't on board, and I didn't have all that stuff in my face. That first week of keto, I let my husband know, hey, I'm going to need you to, handle this dinner, handle snacks, because this is how I'm eating. And, it was so simple because honestly, most people are low-key keto. If you're eating a meat and veggie with your meal, most times we eat a meat, a veggie, and a starch. And we don't eat rice in the keto community, you guys. But all I'm gonna say is, if you did eat some rice, you want to make sure you only eat a little bit. I don't do the rice, so if you can get rid of rice, get rid of it. But all I'm saying is, it works for my family because, I could put a rice in the Instapot and, not have to worry about it. I don't even have to see it. So, I wasn't tempted with rice. But if you are, don't cook it. It's so many great substitutes out there for rice. Cauliflower, you make that cauliflower rice. You can make it into a mashed potato. You guys, it's so many options. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. So remove the temptation. Clean your refrigerator. When you do that, and really when you get rid of all that extra food that we really don't need, you'll see how simple, we can live, with on keto. It doesn't take all that extra stuff to have a fulfilling meal. So you want to clean out your fridge. You want to start over, get rid of all that junk food, get rid of the bread, get rid of the sugar, get rid of the juice, get rid of the carbs, the starch. You want to get rid of the cereal. Just get rid of it, y'all. Give it to somebody. Get rid of it. You don't need it. I'm telling you, and again, I keep referring back to my coach, but you guys, she is a minimalist. If you look, I can't even talk tonight, but if you look into her fridge, she probably has 3 or 4 things. Now, when she does her coaching, she'll go shopping and buy some stuff to show us, what we could have in our fridge, but it doesn't take all that to live. So, and one thing that she always says is, food doesn't have to taste good. It just has to be good for you, or something like that. And I was like, wait a minute now. I like my food to taste good. I want it to taste like something. But when you start to change your diet, your taste buds start to change. You start tasting salt and stuff, and you like, yeah, you're kind of right. I like to taste my, what, you really shouldn't be eating a whole bunch of peas and carrots on the keto diet, but I love peas and carrots, y'all. So I try to slip that in as much as I can. But I love the taste of peas and carrots together. So, you don't have to add all that seasoning to your food and all that other extra stuff that we like to add to our food. You don't have to do that to have some good food and to live. We don't need all that stuff, y'all. So anyway, we're getting rid of, all the sugar, starchy vegetables. We're getting rid of our beans, y'all. Whew, that was a hard one for me because I love some black beans. I love some pinto beans, and that was hard for me. So after I did the challenge, like, I made some beans for the family. I was like, I ain't gonna have none. I was like, let me just taste a spoonful, make sure it tastes good for them. You guys, those beans were so good. I think I ended up eating like a cup of beans, and y'all, that thing threw me out of ketosis. I was so sad about that, but those beans were so good. So I guess it was worth it. I guess I got back in, but you don't want to go out of ketosis. You want to try to stay in and just continuously be in fat burning mode. That's what I call it, because that's what ketosis is. It's your body using the fat as energy. So what we're getting rid of the starchy veggies. We're getting rid of our beans. We're getting rid of our high sugar fruits. Yes, you guys, we don't eat certain fruits in the keto diet, but if you are going to eat those fruits, you definitely want to do it in moderation, because something that I eat may not kick me out of ketosis, but it may kick you out. So you definitely want to make sure you're really watching what you're eating. If you can, once you start, just get rid of everything and keep it simple. And then as you go along, as you've been on it for a little while, then you can try to reintroduce those forbidden fruit into your life. Like, stop eating bananas, because bananas are high in sugar, natural sugar. And so one day I tried half a banana, because I love bananas, and I tried it and I was good to go. It didn't knock me out, so that was pretty cool. Another thing that we're getting rid of is our low fat dairy and milk. Now, heavy cream is okay on the keto diet, and that's something that I realized that I love heavy cream. Yeah. And it's so funny because when I'm in the challenge group I've been into so far, the coaching group, we share pictures of our food, and y'all, I be on there just like drooling over these people's food. Like, it's just so good. Like, I love food, and I think I love to look at it, to see it, and I don't know, it just does something to me to see their food. I'm like, oh, I gotta try that. That looks so good. And so anyway, we're getting rid of our seeds. We're getting rid of certain veggies. We're getting rid of vegetable oil, processed low carb foods. And like I said before, if your family isn't on board, you have to make up in your mind that you're not going to touch that stuff. Like mine, I did keto when I first started, just me. And, I don't like to push stuff on them. If they want to do it, they'll do it. Now, I do still cook my meals in, keto fashion. Sometimes they're not eating rice. They're going to eat this cauliflower rice, and they're going to like it. But, if they're not on board with it, make sure that stuff is not in your sight. If you are okay with it being in the pantry somewhere locked up, lock it up. But you have to make up in your mind that you're not going to touch it. And you can do it. It's, I can't say it's easy, but for me it was easy because before I joined the challenge group, I already started cutting back on stuff. So you may want to just start cutting back. This is not something that you have to jump into, go cold turkey. Take your time. It's a process. This is a journey. I call it a lifestyle journey. You know, so you have time. You know, you're gonna make mistakes. You may fall off the bandwagon. You know, and that's to be expected with anything. You know, sometimes it takes a few times to get it right. So don't feel bad if you do have a cheat day. Now, I have had some cheat days, and you know, if you are gonna have a cheat day, make up in your mind that that's what you're gonna do. So y'all, I love almond joys. I love them, and I wanted an almond joy. You know, sometimes certain time of the month you may want an almond joy or a Snickers. Have your Snicker, but you know what? Do it in moderation. Now, if you have a Snickers, it's most likely going to take you out of ketosis. So when I had my almond joy, it knocked me. Did it knock me out of? I want to say it did, because most likely it did, but I can't remember if it did or not. I don't even think I checked, because I was just like, I'm gonna have my almond joy and I'm just gonna deal with whatever happens tomorrow. And you know, that's what I did. You know, I kind of feel like, yeah, you do want to cut some stuff out of your life. And maybe I shouldn't even be saying this, but we are real people. You know, we are going to live. We are going to enjoy. I feel like we should be enjoying life. And so if you have that moment where you want something, I say, get it. That might not be right. But let's do it in moderation, y'all. So anyway, what are we eating? If we're not eating certain veggies, certain fruits, if we're not eating low-fat milk, what are we eating? Well, we are eating healthy fats like avocado. You can have some butter on your food. You can have some coconut oil. You can have some cream cheese. You can have some leafy greens like spinach. You can have some kale. You can have some lettuce. You can have low carb veggies, like I said, cauliflower, broccoli, bell pepper. But you have to be careful with the bell pepper, though. I don't really mess with bell pepper too much. But you can have some zucchini, green beans. So again, you're having your meat. You're having your beef, your pork, your chicken, your turkey, your seafood, your shellfish, your fish. You can have full fat dairy. I don't do milk. I like avocado milk, but I mean almond milk. But I don't care for milk. I just don't do milk. But you can have your heavy cream, and you can have your eggs. You can have your low carb fruit, like most berries are okay. Now, in moderation, because strawberries, you know, I love strawberries. I'll have like maybe 5 if I'm going to have some. You may not even want to have that many. You can have some raspberries. Now, I love raspberry and blackberries, but I believe it's the raspberries that you can have over the blackberries. So let me see. So yeah, any other fruit, y'all, you have to make sure it's in moderation, because you know, fruit has natural sugars and high natural sugars. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do when watermelon season hit, because I've been wanting some watermelon. And you know what? Like, when I went to visit my family for my mom's birthday, you know, I enjoyed my time. I kept it keto while I was there. And, you know, I did live a little for my mom's birthday party, and that threw me all the way out of ketosis. And I was just like, you know, you only live once, and I don't get to visit my family much. So, especially with the pandemic, with them living 900 miles away. So I was like, I'm just going to enjoy, you know, I did my meat, I did my veggies. It wasn't, you know, where I was eating, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. I did have some of her birthday cake, which was really good. And what else? Yeah, it has some yummy drinks that, you know, will kick you all the way out of ketosis. So you don't want to be drinking while you're on the keto diet. So let me see. Yeah, y'all. So we just keeping it simple. Let me see. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, goodness. What else was it? Oh, so yeah. like I was saying, you don't have to jump into keto on a keto diet and just give everything up cold turkey. Take your time and do it, because like I was saying, this is a lifestyle journey. This is a change. This should be, I don't know if you can be on keto for your whole life. You may want to transition to like low carb, but this is a journey that we're on. I say take your time. You don't have to try to do everything right then and there. The weight is going to fall off if you continuously follow the plan. All right. So if you have to do, like, okay, say next week I'm starting a keto diet. This week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe have a carbless dinner. And so just don't make any carbs for dinner. Just eat some meat. And not eating carbs is hard, because carbs aren't everything, So maybe you might just want to eat some meat for dinner. I don't know. But if you do a carbless dinner, if you can do it, do that, or just make sure you're tracking. And that's where Carb Manager comes in, you guys, because you really want to see what you're eating. And calories add up quickly, and so do the carbs if you're not tracking what you're eating. So Carb Manager all day, every day, y'all. And let's see, set a goal, set some limits for yourself. If you, like I said, know you like your sweets, what I would do when I first started on my weight loss journey before going keto, I have a sweet tooth, you guys, out of this world, and it's gotten better. But I love my sweets. Almond Joys are my thing, y'all. They are so good. So what I did was I would buy my Almond Joy, and I would tell myself, if I get through this week without eating sweets and I stay on track, I'm going to eat this Almond Joy on Saturday. And so I would save it. It would be there. Of course I would want it, but I had to be disciplined. If you can't, be that disciplined, don't buy it, The reason why I would buy it ahead of time is because I didn't want to buy 2 or 3 and then have a cheat day where it turns into me eating all type of stuff. So I wanted to have it where I can go to it. And I like to be in control of what I put in my mouth. And to have that type of control, it really feels good, because you don't want food to control you. So I love being able to say no to myself. No, I'm not going to eat this candy until Saturday, because that's a reward for doing what I'm doing. Now, you don't want to have reward days every weekend, because you really want to cut down on the sweets. Now, I will tell y'all this. I do love an Almond Joy, and I found me a substitute for my Almond Joy. I don't know if you guys have heard of Chalk Zero. Is it Chalk Zero? Yeah, I just started with them. They have a coconut bark that is so good, and it's like 3 grams of carbs. And so I like to have one every now and then. It comes in a pack. So again, if you don't have the discipline to not eat all of it, don't even get it. Or if you get it, give it to somebody. So when I first bought it, I had a piece and I gave some to the kids, because I did not want to go crazy, because I haven't had candy in a minute. So I didn't want to go crazy with it. So I gave some to everybody for Valentine's Day. This was I think I was still on the challenge. My husband found some keto brownies, and they were so good. And I'm so appreciative that he thought of me. He knew I was on keto, and he knew I would have had a fit. And if he bought me some regular candy. But I really appreciate that, because he really, that was really thoughtful. But I shared with everybody. I was not going to be eating, even though I think the brownie was like 1 gram of carbs. So it was really good, and it worked. And it didn't kick me out of ketosis, of course, because I'm counting my carbs. And it was really good. But I gave it to everyone, because I didn't want to eat any more than I needed to. So, y'all, tracking is everything. Tracking is so important. It really is. So set a goal for yourself. Set some limits. If it takes you doing what I did, rewarding yourself, and then eventually pushing back those rewards. Maybe say if I go 2 weeks without eating sweets or processed foods, I'll have this on this certain day. Do that. Um, so let's see. So something very, very important to know, y'all. Carbs are a limit, protein is a goal, and fat is a lever. So that when I heard that and when I learned that, that really just it got me going. So that's like the most important part of getting into ketosis is limiting your carb intake. So with the keto diet, we consume 20 grams or less of carbs. Now, I try to do 10 or less, and I can't even say I do 10 or less, but my goal is 15. So eventually my goal is going to be 10 and me try to do under 10. But like I said, carbs are in everything. And I like my veggies, so those veggies keep you going. So it's so important to make sure you're eating your green veggies. So we'll see. Eventually I want to try to get down to lower than 10. And the other night I did have a carbless dinner where all I did was eat meat. Because I feel like I ate a lot of carbs that day. I had some pork skins and I didn't track it. I didn't weigh it to see how many I ate. And I think I ate like almost the whole bag, me and the kids. So I really felt like my carbs are high. And sometimes, I don't feel like tracking. I don't feel like weighing stuff out. And usually I can look at it and tell like if this is okay. Just because I've been doing it for a while and I know how my food should look. So I did feel like I was heavy on the carbs for that day. And so I didn't eat. I just ate meat for dinner. So like I said, we try to eat less than 20 grams of carbs a day. You do want to try, and this is where Carb Manager comes into play, y'all. So you know how many carbs you need, because your carb intake will be different for me. So it is based on, your individual need. So you want to use Carb Manager to see how many to see how many proteins you need to eat a day. Okay, because that's your goal. Fat is a lever. So we use fat to stay fulfilling, to feel satisfied, to feel satisfied, So you don't have to reach your fat goal. Like that's not really a goal, especially if you're bigger, you have more fat on you. You don't have to, you don't have to eat 25% of fat. But butter does taste good on stuff, so put that butter on that cauliflower rice. So yeah, y'all, that's about it. So with the fat, the oil, the butter, the avocado, and I love avocado. I try to do one a day because I just love them so much. Well, I try to do half of one a day, but I eat the whole thing. But it is low in carbs, in net carbs. So eat the avocado, y'all. But again, with the fat, you can increase it or you can decrease it. You don't want to eat too low of amount because that is what your body is using for energy. So anyway, you guys, sorry to be so long. I hope I didn't bore anyone, but that's it. Those are my little tips if you are starting out on keto. And you guys, don't forget to drink your water. Water is very important. When we were in the Water Go, the coaching group, she had us drinking a whole gallon of water. When I first started drinking a gallon of water, I was running to the bathroom like every 5 minutes. So nowadays I drink between 80 and 100 ounces of water because I just feel like that's what my body needs. That's what it's used to now. I'm not running to the bathroom every 5 minutes, but yeah, I can drink about 80 to 100 ounces and feel good. It doesn't feel like I'm doing too much, So anyway, y'all, have a good night. I will talk to you soon. I hope this didn't bore you guys. If y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Nobody is really reaching out. Let's talk. All right. Well, a few people did. That's why I thought I would do this video, but I want some more interaction. All right, y'all. Have a good night, okay? Don't forget, you guys, our health matters. So we need to make sure we're doing what we need to do to make sure we are being healthy. All right. Bye-bye.